Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be showing you that how to make a very awesome application which is capital finder of any country inside the world. So this is, I have deployed this on my freemediatools.com website. I have given the link in the video description. So if you go to this web application, here simply you need to provide the country. You can select the country from the drop down. Default country is selected United States. You can see the capital of United States is Washington DC, and there you can change this country. Let's suppose I change to India. So this text will change to capital of India is New Delhi. So many a times you need to find out the capital of any sort of country. You can go to this website and you can select country, any country inside the world, and then it will tell you the capital of Hungary is this much. So this is a drop down. All the countries inside the world are mentioned here. So you can select any country inside the world. Philippines. So capital of Philippines is Manila. So for doing this, we are using Node.js, Express, and also we are using some Python script as well. So first of all, I will show you the Python library for which I have made this little script that I am using of Python. So in order to download the source code of this application, I have written a complete blog post here. I have also given the link in the video description of that blog post as well. So you can see this is a Python 3 script to find out the capital of any country in world using country info library. So you can see this is just 8 lines of code is there. So simply this library finds out the capital of any country inside the world. So first of all, what you need to do is that you need to be having Python installed. So I have Python installed on my machine. So after that, what you need to do is that you need to go to a directory, simply open inside any text editor. So I'm using Visual Studio Code text editor. So first of all, we need to install this library pip install country info. This is a library that you need to install here. Just execute this command. I have already installed this. So this will hardly take 5 to 10 seconds, and then it will install this library. And now what you need to do is that you need to copy paste this code here that I have given you, just 8 lines of code. Simply make this app.py file and simply you need to paste it. So first of all, we are importing this library, then we are asking the question from the user. We are taking the input from the user, please choose a country, and then we are calculating the capital and printing it out. So if I execute this script, python app.py, so first of all it will ask the country name. So I will, let's suppose I provide India here, and you can see it prints out the capital, which is New Delhi. Similarly, once again, if I execute it, let's suppose if I provide Pakistan, so you will see Islamabad. So in this way you can provide any country of your choice. United Kingdom I provide here, so London here. So in this way you can provide any country of your choice. So this will return out the capital of that country. So now we need to use this Python script inside Node.js server so that we can use this inside our browser. So some people go to browser, they type the website address. This application uses this Python script in the backend. So basically we are using this Python script to calculate the capital of each country. So for this, it is pretty easy. First of all, you need to build out a new directory here. Let me just make a new directory, node capital directory, and we need to cd into this. Make sure that you have Node.js installed on your machine. And after that, guys, you need to initialize the package.json file. For that, you need to initialize a new Node.js project. So let me just Google here how to initialize a new Node.js project. And many days are gone, I forgot the syntax as well. So, oh yeah, npm init. So I just forgot. Npm init -y is the command, so it will accept the default options. And then you need to install, first of all, Express library, EJS, and also you need to install body parser as well. So for now it is enough. So just click enter and it will install this. So it is saying to us that this body parser is not, just install Express and EJS for now. So it will hardly take 5 to 10 seconds. So it has installed it. So just open this inside Visual Studio Code text editor. So you will see this package.json file here. It is two dependencies are listed out, EJS and Express. And here you need to make a new file here. You can call this index or main.js. And inside this, first of all, you need to initialize your Express server. We need to require it, Express. And then we need to initialize our app here. So this will be server. And here we can also put a port number as well, 5000. And we can listen on that port number. So app.listen. We can pass this port number and a callback function. So we can just console log that app is listening on port 5000. And also we can have a get route as well, home route. So whenever you go to this route, we can load a file which will contain the form where you can select the countries. So for this, we can use the render method here, and we can just put out capital finder, that's it. And here, first of all, guys, you need to initialize, you need to set the view engine, which is pretty much necessary, to EJS, the dependency that we have installed. You need not have to import this, you just need to write this line in order to set the view engine. And then you need to initialize a new directory, views. Inside this, all your views will be stored. So we need to initialize this capital finder .ejs, which is extension. And here you need to write your HTML, guys, which is pretty much, this is a simple template. So we can give it title capital finder app online. And now we need to have a select list which contains all the countries, which is pretty much easy. So we can search on Google, or you can also go to my one blog post I have written, which contains all the countries inside the select drop down. I have written this. So this contains this all this code here, which you can find here. So all the options will be there alongside with the countries. So simply what we can do is that, first of all, we need to initialize the Bootstrap. So let me just copy this. To make the video just short here, so that is why I'm just copy pasting. I will explain each and every stuff here which is going on. So copy it, and simply I need to paste it here. So inside this result here, I will just print out the result. So this is the select list which contains all the countries, and we have given a simple title, country capital finder online. And here, guys, we need to just include the Bootstrap Cdn, which is pretty much necessary. So you can go to w3schools.com, they provide the CDN. You only need the CSS part, you don't need the JS part. So just paste it. And also you will need jQuery as well. So in the same website you will find the CDN as well. So just click get started and you will find the CDN. So simply copy this as well. And whenever at the bottom you can paste it. And after that you will write the custom JavaScript. So that is enough, guys. So let me just turn off the battery. Now, guys, this is pretty much done here. So we have included the libraries. So now it's the time to launch the Node.js application. So in order to launch this, it is pretty easy. We need to go to the directory and type node index.js. So it is saying that uh, oh sorry, we haven't named this. We called this as main.js. So you can see app is listening on port 5000. So the address will look like on browser. If you go to the browser, just type localhost 5000. So you will see your HTML here, your heading and the select list. So here you can select any country of your choice. And now guys, what you need to do is that you need to include the body parser middleware, which is pretty much necessary for handling the forms inside Node.js. So this is a built-in dependency. You need not have to import it or install it. So, and again, you need to write this line body parser.json. You need to write this line. And now guys, also one other line you need to write for this body parser, which is URL encoded, and here you need to pass extended to false. That's it. So these two lines you need to write. So you will see this depreciation notice here, but you did not have to worry about it. You need to just write these two lines. After that guys, what you need to do is that inside this we need to write some JavaScript. So we have given this unique ID to it. You can see we have given an ID to it, which is country. So whatever country you will select, we will select it using jQuery. So whenever, let's suppose we are selecting it by ID, so we will put a hash symbol and change. So whenever you select a country from this drop down, this event will trigger, and here we need to, sorry, this will contain a callback function. I think the syntax is wrong here. It's like this, we need to write here. So inside this guys, what we need to do is that we need to make a AJAX call here inside to our Node.js server. This is pretty much easy here. Inside this contains some properties, which is method. Either this can be post or get, because we are posting data to the server, so this will be post. And URL we need to provide here, which will be get capital. We will make this post request inside our Node.js server, and then we need to put the data. So whatever data whichever country the user has selected, so this is a way by which you can pass the data to the Node.js server. And then we have the success callback. So whenever the data is returned back from the server to the client, we will have this success callback, and here we can console log the data dot capital. So we will put a JSON property here. We will return a JSON response. Inside this there will be a capital property, which will contain the capital of the country. So here, first of all guys, we need to declare the country variable, and whatever user has selected, we need to just get this. So for this there is a syntax here. I will just copy paste it. So you can see this is a syntax. So I will paste it. So here we are selecting it by ID, option colon selected dot text. So this will select whichever country the user selects. It will be stored inside this variable country, and then it will be passed to the server. Now we need to make this get post route, which is get capital, inside our Node.js server, which is pretty simple. App.post get capital, and this will takes again this standard parameters here, request response. And here, first of all, what you need to do is that you need to call the Python script. Now this is the business logic of the application guys. For this we will have a built-in module which is there inside this. We need to have the spawn here, and this will require the execution. I think this will require, so if I go to the index here, So this is actual code which is hosted on the website, so that is why we are taking some reference here from it. So you will see, so basically this is a dependency, guys, child process, which is a built-in dependency uh, which we need to import here from Node.js. So there is a property called a spawn, which can be used to call different processes from the same Node.js application. So here we are calling a Python script. So first of all, we need to make this Python script in the same directory. So we can call this as capital finder dot py, sorry. So here, first of all, make sure that you have Python installed on your machine. And here we will copy paste the code here which we have written for finding out the capital here, which is simply this code. So I will copy this code and simply I will move this code to this file, paste it, and in this way we will not take the input from the user, because we need to pass the input directly from the Node.js script. So for this, we need to make some modifications. We need to import a module which is system module, which is a built-in module in Python, and then we need to take the argument dynamically, which is system.argument, and this is the array, so we need to pass one number here, that's it. So just make this slight modification, so where we are taking input directly from the Node.js script, and then we are feeding it to this Python script. Then we will go to the main.js file, and here we will pass this input to the Python script. So first of all, we need to get the country which the user has selected. So we can do this by request.body.country. So this is coming because of this body parser middleware, guys, because we have included this. So inside our form here, we have called this country here. So whatever you call it, you need to directly bind to this. So this is request.body.country. So after getting the country, guys, we can console it. So just to cross check that if the application is working or not. And then if I relaunch the application, node main.js. So basically if I select any sort of country, let's suppose this country, Togo. So you will see this country will be printed out on the console. So we are successfully getting the data from the user. Now the job is pretty simple. We need to call the Python script. So we can call this Python script very easily. So if I just show you the code here, it is just a complex code. This is not very difficult. You can do this. So you can see, let me just copy paste all this code. Just Control C and copy. So you can pause the video, or I can directly give this code inside my blog post as well. I will try my level best, but you can pause the video and you can write this code yourself. This is not very lengthy code by any stretch of imagination. So you will see we have declared this data to send variable, and here we are initializing this new variable spawn, and here we need to change this from Python 3 to Python also, because some systems support Python 3, but my system will support Python. So here we are calling Python capital.py file. I will change the name to capital finder, because the Python script name is capital finder.py, and here you need to pass the country name. So here we are passing the arguments. This is the first argument, request.body.country, and then when the Python script returns this data, we are converting this to string. Here you can see data to string. So these are two events. First of all, whenever the data is returned back to the Python's Node.js script, because in this you can see that this is a print statement. So whenever print statement comes, then you can just understand that the Python script is sending the data back to the Node.js. So we are just converting it to the string here, and then when the Python script is closed, then we are console logging it, and also we are converting this to JSON response, and then we are containing this property which is capital. So I can just launch this here. If I launch this application once again, hopefully this will work here. And if I reload the application, if I select any country, Taiwan here, and if I check the console, you will see it has just printed out the capital, which is Taipei, I can change the country, let's suppose to Sri Lanka, and this has printed Colombo. And if I change this to South Africa, and you can see this will print Pretoria. So this is a capital. So the application is working here on the command line. Simply we need to print out the results on the web page. So this is not very difficult. So now what we need to do is that we need to write some more JavaScript. So this is not very difficult. So I will just copy it, just Control C, and I will go back to the file here, which is capitalfinder.js. So simply we don't need to console log it. We just need to bind to the result div which we have declared here, which is holding the result here for us. So we have provided a ID to it, which is result. So we are targeting it by ID, and then we are putting HTML property. So binding the HTML, putting two break tags, and then we have containing the h2 heading and placing it inside the center of the screen. So this is a Bootstrap class text center. So the capital of this country is data.capital. So now the application seems to be complete. So if I just again run this application, you will see if you launch the application for the very first time, the country will not be selected. You need to change the country explicitly. Let's suppose to Thailand. You will see the capital of Thailand is Bangkok. And if I just inspect element, go to the console, you will see it will be printing out the Bangkok as well, because we are getting the from the JSON response. You can change this to Sri Lanka. Capital of Sri Lanka is Colombo. South Africa. Any country in the inside the world, you can see Yemen. So now our task is that whenever we load the application for the very first time, you need to be printing out a certain country capital. So this is pretty easy. You just need to write the same code once again whenever the page loads. So this is pretty simple. So we can just use the document ready function of jQuery, Control C, and I can paste it code right here, just before this snippet of code. So whenever the page loads, we are making the country explicitly to United States, and this is capital finder. We are calling it once again, we are using AJAX call, and then we are printing out the capital. So whenever the page loads for the very first time, it will print out the capital of United States, and then the user can change the country according to its choice. So if I run the application for the again, node main.js, so you will see if I load this, cannot get, just wait guys, let me just see the error here, why it is. Country, let me just see the error here guys, just wait. Let me just paste this code once again. So like this, I think just some words are missing here from this, that is why it is. So if I just paste it once again, run this application, this is capital finder, cannot get. I think my internet connection is also lost here, that is why it can be the issue here. But this was the application guys. I have just shown you how easy it is to make this application. So if you want to use this application online, you can go to the link. I have provided this link inside my blog post. So if you go to freemediatools.com, you will find this tool at this address, Capital Finder. So you can use this tool. And thanks very much for watching this video.